make sure you can hear my voice and see my screen. Is that okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well, let's start. So this project is for Landcover Stage 2 is actually very, very simple. And there are not many categories. So, and I don't need to go through the definition of them because it's pretty straightforward. So basically it's just parking, outside parking, inside parking, payment, sports ground, and swimming pool. And for the payment, is very, so all the words here is pretty straightforward. Just follow the definition. And for the sports ground, make sure it's paved sports ground. And there are only a few things that I need to clarify, which is parking, outside parking, inside parking. But this is probably the most confusing part in this Landcover Stage 2 project. And but I can give you guys a very quick introduction, and you will understand each of the parking, what it stands for. So first one is parking. So it's usually the ground parking, right? The big parking lot, and we will capture them as parking. So it's pretty easy. And then, and for the parking, guys, if there's a big, ground and with cars, vehicles parked there, you need to make sure that it's captured as parking, something like this, right? Even though there's no parking lines, and but however, if there's a real parked vehicles, but the surface, remember, guys, the surface is not man-made, all right? It's grass. It's not paved, so you don't draw it as a parking lot. So the Stage 2 project, we only need to capture that on the surface of the ground that is built by human. If something is not built by human, then we don't capture it. So even though this is like many cars are parked there, but if it's grass, then don't capture it. So just follow the basic principle, the surface material. Grass, don't capture. Then we can take a look of the what is out parking. So what is out parking is that along this linear character, for example, this one we draw as a long driveway, right? And besides the long driveway, there is 2 rows of the parking area, and as you can see that. So for this, we capture it as outside parking, and this big parking lot here, we capture it as ground parking. And there's more examples. So as you can see, the parking that is built along the side of the road or long driveway with clear parking lines, guys, remember it's clear parking lines. We need to capture it as outside parking. So like this one, the road is in the middle, and this parking is beside the road. So in this case, we capture it as outside parking. More examples, right? This is not part of the road because the road, as you can see, in order to not get confused, all right, I will expand this a little bit bigger. So this part, so as you can see, the road, the boundary of the road is actually here, right? And you can follow this straight line, and this makes this road. However, with this outside part of the road, that doesn't count for the road, which makes it outside parking. Same thing for this one, right? In this on this side, this is boundary of the road, and for this area, that is not part of the road, all right. And then this area will be counted, will be captured as outside parking. So, oh, sorry, my bad. So this area is inside parking. So for this one, it's outside parking. But for this one, I was making a mistake. So for this one, it's actually better like this. So for this one, there is a cars parked here, and this is inside the road. So for this example, the road will be cut. This part will be cut, and you will copy and paste, draw out inside parking on top of the road, and make an overlap for it. So this is a correct example for this. So outside parking and inside parking. This is a clear actually, this is a pretty good comparison for the inside parking and outside parking. And also, the outside parking that built along the side of the long driveway. So in this commercial area, there's there will be a lot of the long driveway, right? There will be a lot of long driveway like this, and the parking spots along on on the side of the long driveway will be captured as outside parking as well. All right, so this will apply to many examples. Some more examples here, right? Very clearly, this whole area, this line here, fits the definition of the long driveway, right? I believe everyone is clear of that. Also here, and also here, like this. And in this case, then this parking space outside of the long driveway, this part will be marked as outside parking, right? So it's very straightforward and very easy. And more examples, right? This is a pretty big, residential area, and we can get a lot of the those long driveway, right, along in this area. So I'll just follow this part, and in this part, then this parking lot, this parking space along on the side of this long driveway will be marked as outside parking. Very clear and straightforward. Right, so this is how it's supposed to be. Then the inside parking. So for inside parking, first, you need to draw the overlap with the road. Second, inside parking only come up with the road. They are part of the road. So long driveway don't have inside parking, or they have no inside parking. And number three, we only draw the areas with parking lines. Do not include other road marking that cannot be used for parking. So in this case, we can see that inside of the road, there is parking line and there's cars parked inside. So in this case, we can capture this as inside parking, and we need to do the overlap. All right, as you can see, we need to draw the overlap for it. And in this case, as you can see, this inside parking is being wrongly drawn because this line here, right? This line here, this part, this road marking is not used for vehicles to park. This is wrong. Right? This is wrong. And for this, and this is the correct example that we can see, we only capture the marking that's used for vehicles to park. This is correct boundary of the inside parking. Okay, so more examples. First is, the left one is correct, okay? So first one, as you can see, that the right part has drawn some unnecessary part into the inside parking. What it means is this marking and the marking here, that is not used for vehicles to park. And we only capture the part that's used for vehicles to park, like the left part, like the left one. So this left one is the correct example, and the right one is the wrong example that has many abundant, unnecessary parking, unnecessary part that's been captured. So make sure when you capture the inside parking, you follow the parking lines that is only used for vehicles to park. And next one is something that inside parking only comes with road. All right, so long driveway only has outside parking. So if you see inside parking that's been captured along the the long driveway, then that is wrong. That is very wrong. We don't draw the inside parking for driveway. We only draw it for road, and the long driveway only has outside parking. Is that clear? That will be everything for this parking. Three kinds of the parking, and how you should classify that, how you should help that, how this will help you in the real project. Is that clear? So if that's clear, then let's move to the real project work. So in this tab, 1850, it's actually a very rural area. and we don't have many um, we don't have many of the urban tasks, and I have found some urban tasks to show you guys. But first of all, let's start with the rural task first. So this is my label account, and I put some fresh task, and I'm going to show you guys how this is going to be done. So let's continue. So as you can see that there are first of all we assume the stage one result is correct. So the result you are saying the road, driveway, sidewalk, railway, road overlap, sidewalk overlap, driveway overlap, railway overlap, this kind of categories that come from the stage one is the result we have done. All right, this is the result from 1835, from the tab 1835, and now we are continuing. We are continuing to do the stage two based on the stage one result. Now let's take a look. So we assume the stage one result is basically correct unless it's very wrong. Okay, unless it's very wrong. So if we see some of the dirt part has been captured as a long driveway or as a road, some dirt road, that is okay. All right, that is okay. But what we need to focus on is the stage two features. Stage two features like this. This is not a swimming pool, and the shape of this pavement is too ugly, right? So in this project, we only need to make sure if we can see the image clear. If, for example, if we can see the pavement very clear, we only need to we need to capture it in the good shape. However, in these ambiguous cases, if you are not sure this is a payment or not, then don't accept the system result. Accept the system result. So as you can see, I'm not sure about this, and I'm just accepting the system result. And more importantly, I'm fixing the shape to a reasonable and beautiful shape. All right, that shape before it's very ugly. Remember, guys, the man-made feature is the stage two project is for the man-made feature. The feature that is man-made usually has a better shape, has a reasonable shape. It will not be like forest. It will not be like something like this. So the shape of the man-made feature unlikely will be like this. So the reasonable shape for man-made feature, they are usually like some rectangle or like the round, right? So instead of the like this, instead of the very random shape like this. So we don't want to have like any shape like this. This is not man-made. All right, just if you are facing an ambiguous cases, just fix the shape to a reasonable part based on the system result. And then when you see like this driveway, it's very unnecessary. So this driveway is very unnecessary. Actually, let me see. It's okay. I don't mind. So for this, just accept the stage one result, and this task is basically done. So what I'm doing is delete this swimming pool and fix the shape of this pavement to a reasonable shape. Then the task is done. So if you are seeing some of the the dirt road, uh, you don't need to delete it. Okay, guys, you don't need to delete it. Just accept the stage one result, and you don't need to capture the more stage one features. So continue here. So this is all good, right? We're accepting this system result, and if you are not seeing the payment of the system, you don't need to. Let me see. So for this one, there is a missed payment. Obviously, this is a very obvious case. All right, if you see obvious case, then you can capture it. But if it's ambiguous, you don't need to bother to waste your time on it. Right, all of this is good. So so the payment always come. The stage two features usually come around the buildings, the residential buildings. So we only need to look for around the buildings, and then that's good. And let's continue. So the system result, the stage one result is good. And for here, we see a very ugly shape that is obvious. So I'm going to fix it without too much trouble. And for this one, the shape, again, guys, the shape is not very clear. It's not very reasonable, right? So I'm going to just fix it. Use the repair tool to fix it quickly. And then that's it. You don't need to do more thinking on that. And for this, it's okay. Just accept the system result. And the rest of the task is good. So I'll submit. All right, let's continue. All right, the stage one result, that is good. So you don't need to bother to delete those rows. All right, just keep it. And those driveway, this payment. So in this case, this is not a payment. Clearly, this is not a payment. All right, then let's just delete it and continue. Continue to here. This is not payment either, and this is not payment because this whole area, if this is, this is probably an ambiguous cases, right? But as you can see, the system is not consistent here. This part is not being captured, but this part is being captured. So it's easier just to delete it. All right. Especially in this rural area, most of them is actually just a dirt road, the bare land. And this one as well, because this part is not being captured as payment, so I can just delete the other part. So basically, this task is done, right? So this very easy in the rural area. You don't need to overthink. Just follow the system result, check around the buildings, and delete those fake ones, and keep the obvious ones in a reasonable and beautiful shape. Let's continue. So in this area, very obvious that this part has a very obvious paved feature, but for this part, it's not, right? Maybe just here, and we can keep something here. Let me see the shape. So I'm calling this building, and now I need to merge it back. So I'll delete this first, and just merge the building back. And for this parking, for this area here, it's not sure it's parking, so I will keep this as pavement, and the shape overall is good. And as for here, right, we can do more to keep the unpaved part out of our drawing. So delete that part, and this side, I just need to make sure the shape is reasonable, and use the repair tool. This is a little bit ambiguous, right? Just use the repair tool to make sure the shape is good. This is what I did, right? Very simple, and make sure you delete those fake payment. And for here, the system result shape is pretty good. And this part is not too bad, but this weird angle spike is I'm going to try to avoid that in my result. And for here, the ambiguous cases, guys, just follow the system result and make sure the shape is reasonable. And the shape here is good. And the shape here is not that good, right? The shape here is not that good. So in this case, I'm just going to keep this like this. And now here, this is a paved sports ground. This is a tennis court. And for tennis court, the shape is not very good once again. So I'm using the repair tool to keep the boundary in a good shape. And this is a paved pavement, very obvious. And for here, it's not paved, right? This is just this is a baseball court, right? And this part is not paved. So let's not capture it. This is not pavement. Just delete it. And when you are in this residential area, make sure you check around the residential building. All right. So I'll start from here. So for here, this is a very good part that is system labeled as outside parking. But remember, the outside parking, is only outside parking could be on the side of the driveway, but inside parking can only appear on the road, right? And this is a very good example of outside parking. The cars are parked pretty well here. So I can leave the shape, fix the shape of this system result in a reasonable shape, and then that's good. And let's continue, check more buildings here. And for here, we see a very obvious missed payment by the system. And we can use the fill tool to capture this missed part very quickly. And let's continue. Rest of it is there's no missed payment, right? It's all dirt, all bill land. And this is good. So I'm not going to fix it. All right, so this part is actually, this is missed driveway actually. So remember in the stage one, guys, it's required if you see the connection from the driveway to the building, you have to connect it to the building. All right, and this part, if you cannot see it, that's okay. Then let's move to this part. And I don't see any other paved features here. So I'm going to just submit this task. So what I did here, I check around the building, I fix the shape to a reasonable and regular shape, and I removed those clearly obvious unpaved area. And for the ambiguous part, I will accept the system result and fix the shape to a reasonable shape, then that's fine. I don't need to follow the boundary very clear. And for the missed payment, I use the fill tool to capture it. And if you see, in front of the residential building, there is a paved area and it's not connected to the driveway, I fixed it as well. And for this outside parking, we see the cars parked here, so that's okay. All right, and then that will be everything for this task. Then I will submit. Oh, shoot. It's a cut I did. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'll submit. The important rule to follow is don't overthink and don't draw anything that is ambiguous, that you think that when you are questioning if this is a payment. For example, this part is it didn't label by the system, and if you're questioning should I label it, then don't. All right, so we accept system result. Don't draw anything that is not that is ambiguous. Don't force yourself to draw anything that is ambiguous. All right, for this part, this is obviously not paved, right? And that's good. And for this part, what we should do, that's the shape is already pretty good, actually. All right, the shape is actually pretty good. So I will leave this result to there. Let's continue. And for this part, as I'm seeing here, this part is also like the paved, right? This is very obvious. This is very clear. This is a clear payment, so fill it. And then in the middle, we can see there is some unpaved part in the middle, right? And we just leave this unpaved part there, and exclude this part, and just capture anything that is paved. And for here, the shape is too ugly, right? The shape of this paved part is too ugly. So in this case, this is a fake payment. Let's delete it. And in this case, let's fix the shape. So this single trees, guys, we can ignore them. All right, the single trees we can ignore them. We can capture everything together with the pavement. So now this paved area is more reasonable. And what I'm seeing here, this driveway is so ugly. The previous labeler didn't follow the quality requirement for this driveway. So when you see this obvious error, just try to fix it when you are convenient. And as you can see, there's a more paved part that is being missed. So I will use the filling tool to capture this pavement part. And for here, that's good. I'm not going to go into the details as long as it's reasonable. And the rest of it, that's good. And this road, I don't know why this labeler did like this. This is too ugly. I'll just leave that here. This is better. All right, so just double check around the residential building, make sure we don't have any missed payment. All right, that's it. That's everything we need to do for this task. I'll submit. Okay, one more rural area. That's then we can move to the urban area. So again, let's continue. So if this is a when you see this dirt road, it's okay to capture it, okay? Because it's just keep it. Just keep it. When this is connected, especially when this is connected to the neighbor task, just keep it. Don't don't delete it. Don't cause any neighboring connecting problem. All right. And for here, the driveway, the payment here is not very obvious, but let's accept the system result and fix the shape. It's ambiguous. I'm not going to waste my time to decide if this is paved or not. Just fix the shape to reasonable. But for this one, this is obvious bare land. I will just remove it. And for here, it's ambiguous. So I'm going to fix the shape to a reasonable part, and then that's good. Okay, so don't overthink. It's very straightforward. And the rest of it, that's it. Nothing more. So I'm going to submit this one. All right, last rural area. Let's continue. So road, driveway, that's good. This parking here, sorry, this payment here is not too bad. But I don't know who told you in the stage one, who told you to draw driveway like this. This is not how the driveway is supposed to be. All right, guys, this is not how the driveway is supposed to be, especially here. Especially here. It's just too ugly, and I cannot help to remove it. And this payment is good. The driveway is good, and let's check. The backyard of this building is ambiguous, and the system didn't label anything on it. Then let's not draw the payment on top of it. And there's a swimming pool has been captured by the system. However, that is not a swimming pool, right? This is just grass. The road is good. Nothing else. Then I'll submit this one. All right. So in the rural area, the most big problem is actually it's pretty easy. Just some ambiguous cases. The biggest problem in the rural area is dirt road. So for dirt road, just keep it. You don't need to delete it. And for the ambiguous cases, just accept the system result. And if that's if accept the system result, fix the shape to a reasonable shape, and then that's good. So no need to overthink, no need to do too much, waste too much time on deciding if this is a paved or not. Just follow the system result and fix the shape good. Then let's to the move to the urban residential area. So first of all, actually the rule has been updated. So this overlap on the road is not what we want. It's not something what we want. All right. So in this case, let's just delete it when you see one, and those are this very ugly shape. Let's not capture it. Fix the shape to a good one, and then let's continue to check it block by block. All right, the system result is actually doing very good job on those parts. If you are not, and for here, this is a small mist, and let's just capture it, and let's continue. As you can see, most of them is, when you see the system result, just check to see if it's reasonable, and fix the shape, and check if there's anything missed. Like for example, this one here, there's something missed, right? So we can capture that, and once again here, it's something overcaught, so we can fix that. And the front yard is not paved. For here, that is good, right? That's good. It's all good. The shape is very beautiful. It's very reasonable, and that's what we want. And for this one, it's captured as swimming pool, and most likely this is just a pavement, right? Just make sure you delete that. It's all good. And for here, there's a fake payment. Delete it. This swimming pool is not capturing pretty well, so make sure, guys, you fix the boundary to follow the swimming pool, follow the shape of the swimming pool to fix the boundary. This backyard payment, that's good. And continue. It's most of them, that's pretty good. Payment. And yeah, so we're done checking for the first block, and then let's move to the second one. There's no payment, it's good. This one is a fake payment, delete it. Payment, that's good, good. This is a payment, right? Basically, we're checking the backyard and the front yard. Since the front yard is just grass, so we are focusing on the backyard most likely. And in this example, there is a payment missed between this building and the driveway. So let's make sure that it's being captured. This payment with swimming pool system has labeled pretty well, and except it's not very precise. So let's do some like repair on this. Rest of it is good. This one, let's accept system result is good. So not many editing work that we need to do, as you can see. And for this one, there is a big fake payment and a fake swimming pool. Let's just make sure we remove that. Once again here, okay, so here there are some like the walls, like this is the backyard fence. The backyard fence has been captured, and we don't want that to be captured. All right, so just delete those backyard fence. Rest of it is pretty good, and to do it better, we can make it better like this. And also here, this is paved. So just check it around the residential building one by one, and capture if there's a missed payment or fake payment, and all the shape is too ugly. Right, that is what we need to do. Right, most of them, the system result has actually did a very good job on this payment. So for this one, the swimming pool is the payment around the swimming pool is not being captured very well, right? And so in this case, let me see how I can fix it quickly. All right, so I'm just going to use the cut tool to cut where I want to be kept around this swimming pool. Remove those unnecessary parts. All right, then that's it. Payment, that's good. So just be careful when you are in the residential big downtown area. Check around the building one by one. Swimming pool, you make sure you don't miss those. All right. And this is not a swimming pool, then to delete it. And follow the system result. Don't miss like this one. Obviously, a very false alarm for the payment. And here is a missed payment. And here. Okay, so that's it. I'm done for that block, and let's continue to the last part. So this is very obvious payment, right? The color of the concrete shows a very different color than the uh, dirt road than the bare land. So that is very obvious. We don't want to miss that. Capture it, and those very missed payment from the sorry, this missed like this very ugly sidewalk from the stage one. If you can just delete it or very quick repair it, when you see something, you can do a little bit of repair on this. But don't look for the error of stage one. Just focus on stage two. And if you see something that is very easy and obvious to in your task, then just fix it. All right. Lastly, for this part, all pretty good. Payment here, and this is payment. That's good. This is payment. Okay, sure. And this one, the shape is a little bit too ugly, so I'm going to fix the shape. And this is a missed payment, I would say. So I'm going to use the filling tool to capture this part. All right, so that will be everything for this residential area. And there's a lot of building. So the benchmark of this kind of urban dense task is same as stage one. We have more time on this task, and just be careful. Check the residential building one by one to see if there's a missed payment or if there's fake payment. Make sure you fix the shape, exclude the fake payment, capture the missed payment, and fix the shape to a reasonable and regular shape. All right, let's get another task and then we can work on it together. Okay, actually I got another one here. So this is actually a checker task that has been pulled on the checker side. All right, so let's check. What arrow can we see here? So for this one, we should just capture everything here as parking, all right? Because this is the same category, right? And this is the same area, and we don't want two categories on the same area. So that is not what we want to be. And for this, it's okay. Just follow the system result. Keep this as payment. And once again, like I have said, this payment shape is too ugly, and this is actually no sign of the human-made features on this surface. And again, this one here is a little bit too. It's not very up. It's not very good capturing. So let's fix it. Rest of it looks all right. For this one is too ugly, and we can just delete it because there's no very clear sign of the payment. And for here, same thing, right? It's not very clear. and actually we can keep part of it. And this is not a payment. And then let's continue to check on this area. So this sidewalk is very, very ugly. All right, this sidewalk is very, very ugly. That is not what we want it to be. So when you see this, just do a little bit of work to fix it, and the rest of the payment on this side is actually not too bad. However, this part is not a driveway. Right? This part is a payment. There should be a payment. All right, this side is not a parking. It's not a driveway. So we can keep the front part as parking as driveway, but the backyard part is not a driveway for sure. So as you can see, after I did a very quick editing, the whole result looks much better. It's more beautiful and it's more acceptable. And again, this driveway here, why there's a missed hole in the middle, right? This is too ugly, and that is not what we want. And for this long payment, guys, take a look. That is not obvious. That is obviously not payment in here, right? So in this case, guys, we just cut here and delete this part that's not payment, and we can take a look of here. Okay, this is good. This is good, so I will just keep this as payment. And for here, that is not payment. This is sand, right? This is a very clear balance, so I will delete that as well. And the rest of it, this is could be a payment. It's ambiguous. I will accept the system result. And for here, that is not, guys, this is not a driveway, all right? This is the same mistake that we made in the stage one. So this one here, it's better just to mark it as payment. All right, so continue to this part. The payment behind the backyard is good. This payment, that is not a payment. And once again, we don't capture the whole area as payment, guys. Oh, sorry, we don't capture the whole area as driveway. The driveway is short. It's short, and don't capture everything as driveway. And the sidewalk here, this shape of sidewalk, is this normal? Is this like what we will see in real life? No, right? Fix the shape to a more reasonable shape. And this is okay, I guess. This is okay, all right? And this payment is okay. And lastly, this road here. I don't know who the labeler was for this task in the stage one, but clearly his task is too weird and too ugly.
You can check, Paul. Click on the task name.
No, that is not for the stage one. That is not for stage one. You understand?
Okay.
And also the checker and reviewer who are doing the checks work for this kind of task. I don't know how you could allow this task being approved. Anyway, my whole point is when you see such big error from the stage one result, try to fix it. It's that is not what we expect to see. Let's continue to see some more of the urban residential urban task. So start from here. Once again, the stage one result. What is this? Right? I'm so confused. How can you allow this being approved as a checker? And continue to the first block. The payment looks pretty good, right? There's nothing much for us to do. And for this case, it's blocked by the shadow of the building. So we don't want to waste our time on those ambiguous cases. And for here, right, this is a missed payment. This is clearly a paved. So let's use the filling tool to capture it quickly. And let's continue. This is also paved, right? For here, there is a swimming pool. So in this case, guys, we can use the cutting tool. So use the cutting tool to draw and then switch to the arc tool again, and then switch back to the cutting tool like this. Make a cross, and then you can change the category to the swimming pool. I didn't do it perfectly, but always easy to fix. All right, and rest of the payment, let's see, it looks pretty good. All right, this is a payment. It's not a sidewalk. Swimming pool, that's good. Payment driveway, that's good. Payment sidewalk, and there is a missed payment here. This is the bare land. If you can tell, it's okay. Just capture as payment. This is also payment, and there's a missed part, right? This is very obvious. Capture as payment. Driveway, sidewalk, payment, and this one in the middle, payment. This one is not swimming pool, it's payment. And the shape of the system result is not very reasonable. That is not how the man-made feature will look like, right? The rectangle makes more sense. Let's continue. This payment, that's good. And for here, it's a very obvious paved, right? Well, mark it as payment. And then we can check on this side. For here, I think this is a missed part of the driveway actually. So I'll just do driveway for this. And for here, this is a very bad capturing. This the grass in the middle has been captured as a payment. So let's fix outside shape first. And then I will use the cut tool to cut it. And just remove it. And that's good. And this is part of the payment, so I'm going to reclassify the sidewalk, and the middle part is payment as well. So capture as payment. It's all good. And for here, it is a missed part of the driveway. All right, so let's make sure that you capture that. Sidewalk is good. This part is payment. Yeah, system results is doing pretty good job on the regular residential area, and we can continue to check more. Be careful and be patient when you are in this area. It's a missed part, let's capture it. And the system result is doing pretty good job in my opinion. And there is a missed payment here, right? Very obvious. And this part is bill end, right? It's a fake payment, so just delete it. Same thing here. As you can see, there's very clear grass right here. So I'm going to exclude that. More example like this with missed payment. Swimming pool. This shape looks good. And nothing to be fixed here. Pavement, swimming pool, that's good. So for this kind of ambiguous cases, just follow system result. If the shape is good, then you don't need to fix it. The shape is reasonable, then you don't need to fix it. All right, and this part, I will say this whole area is actually payment. So I'm going to just capture this. And I don't want this weird angle up here in my result, so I'll just delete that. And some payment must here, and also at the backyard. So when I'm dealing with the features along near the boundary, I will try to not touch the boundary. And like this is not a sidewalk, right? This is just a payment. And there's more mist. Payment. Fix the shape. When you see this is very obvious payment, just fix the shape. And this part is this is driveway. All right, I guess that's it for this task. It's pretty, and by the way, this weird shape must be fixed. And when you see that this is not a paved area, then you remove that. All right, so this task is done. So this is very easy. Around the residential area, just fix follow what you see, accept system result. Don't overthink on the ambiguous cases. Fix the shape to a reasonable and a regular shape. And if it's clear, then remove the fake payment and use the filling tool to capture the missed payment. Then that will be everything for this urban area. It's actually very easy. And if you lastly, you see the wrong result. You see a very obvious wrong result of the stage 1. Then do your best to fix them quickly. Don't waste too much time on it, and try to not touch the features along the boundary. It will cause too much boundary connecting issues. So that will be everything for this training. By the way, lastly, let's check some tasks on the filter side, and let's have a work on it together for a few filters tasks, so you can work on it better. And if you are the checker, if you are if judges and managers, if you guys want to run trainings for your laborers, if you want to check the work on some residential task, you can use your judger account to pull. All right, I have moved the task with in the residential area to the judger site, and you guys can pull that. And if you've done your training, then let's move the task back to the labeler site. So basically, in the filter site, it will be most likely this road. There will be no buildings, and it's very easy. Just check if there's a missed payment or fake payment. And this is a real payment, I'll keep it. If it's ambiguous cases, same thing as we did before, don't overthink, just accept the system result and fix the shape to a reasonable and beautiful shape. And this is road, then that's good. So don't delete dirt road, all right? Don't delete dirt road in the stage two. Accept anything from the stage one, accept the payment, the road from stage one. If this is too ugly like this, then you can do a little bit fix on it. This road is too ugly. It's not like regular road. So just do some fix on the shape, make it more reasonable. On the filter side, if you see anything like this, and this fake payment, if this is fake, yeah, I think this fake payment, just remove it. All right. This is not sidewalk, fake sidewalk. You just delete it. But other than that, you don't need to delete it. Delete the dirt road, just keep it. And for this one, remove. Oh, sorry. Don't delete dirt road. It's kind of habit for me, and I will keep this in my result. All right, that will be so the filter size is pretty easy. Just make sure you don't delete those roads. Fix the very ugly shape road and delete the fake payment like this one. All right, on the filter size, pretty easy work. All right, that will be everything for today's training. Please sign up for the attendance sheet, and this tab will do tomorrow. All right, we'll do the end of tomorrow, and there are not many tasks, and it's actually very easy work to be worked on. So, any questions, guys, so far? Oh, so stage two is no bridge. Oh, I will add the bridge to it. I will add the bridge to the stage two result, so you won't get any cat title wrong error. Thanks for that. Any more questions, guys? If there's no more question, yeah,
Paul,
yes, yes.
can we skip the merging part? Like we
Oh,
merge.
yes, yes. You can skip the virgin part. Just my
Okay,
habit.
thank
It's
you.
my personal habit. Yeah. Any more questions? If none, then please sign up the attendance sheet, and we will I will leave the meeting and you guys can start the training. And all judges, guys, all judges, you guys remain on the checker side and I will check your task quality. Those passers can be worked on the reviewer. So everyone, at least, you should work on at least 20 to 30 tasks. And you should also, for among the 20, 30 tasks, you should have at least 10 to 5 to 10 tasks of the urban and commercial area. So you can use the judge account to pull and work on the urban area and use that as a training session for your team. And I will check your quality on the reviewer side. Only the parsers can work on the reviewer side. This message is for judges. Please you know follow my command, and I want you guys to do it to finish your task on the checker side and the judger side by noon. All right, by noon. I don't want to get too late, so this will get stuck. Yes, you. If there's an auto passer, we will you guys your account will be blocked and your task will be reset and then pushed back. So make sure you follow the rules. Make sure you read the training document and work on this project. Yes, you can work on the filter side now. If no more question, then I'm going to leave. Hope you guys learn something and hope you guys can be good on this project. And after this one, we will work on the Landcover nature project, and this will be stage 3. So I hope you guys keep improving your quality and speed. On top of that, we can receive more projects in the future. So this is very, very important for us um, to keep the to keep the projects rolling. Once again, I have said this many times that we used to do the building repair only, and in the past few years, I don't know if you guys still remember. In the past few years, the project is not very stable. But this year that we started working on the land covering purpose, now it's the regular land cover stage 1, 2, 3. So the projects will become more and more stable for us. That is very important. So I want everyone can learn and master the techniques of the land cover. It's the same thing as you did in the building repair. All right. So let's get started. Goodbye, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.